At some point, most beatmakers face the same problem, regardless of how long you've been doing it. For example, take a look here. This is very bad. No, I'm not talking about their skills, because these guys are finger drumming gods and what they do is incredible. But this is not music in the traditional sense. This is a show, a performance to impress us. And often that affects some of the beatmakers, especially beginners, who think that their drums should always look like that. But the truth is that most of the drum patterns in hip-hop and other genres are quite repetitive and similar, yet we absolutely love these tracks. For example, the track Shook Once by Mobb Deep. Let's listen to the track and pay special attention to the drum pattern. We all love that track. But listen to the drums. They are extremely repetitive. Basically, the entire 5-minute track sounds like this in terms of drums. And that's it. That's more than enough. More than enough. Does this track sound boring to you? Absolutely not. On the contrary, it allows you to focus on the MCs, on the melody.
This is the anthem! This is the anthem for New York City!
In 1994, Nas released his famous debut album, Illmatic. Let's have a closer look at the famous track New York State of Mind. The song consists of a 4-bar loop that repeats itself with some little variations. It goes like this. We all know that groovy piano and the drums. So the drums come from the famous track Kool and the Gang NT. Let's listen to the drum break specifically, and again, the pattern is extremely repetitive. It goes like this. I'm no DJ Premier, but I give you the idea how it sounds in a 5-minute song. With the piano it goes like this. And the only variation that you hear in the song is the drums either play solo or play with a piano or with that plain sound. And it goes for 5 minutes. Is the track boring? Hell no. Okay, you might say that this is 1994, ancient technologies, no modern processors, and just in general we all were cavemen. Well, okay, let's move on and I present you the quiz. So now it's 2002, can you guess this very famous track by only listening to the drums? I separated the drums from the rest of the melody, from the rest of the song by using AI, so listen to the drums and tell me the answer. Of course, you may have guessed by the last sounds, this is a very famous track by DJ Premier and Royce the 5'9", Boom. It was released in 2002, and as you hear, I obviously didn't have all the drums in the 4-bar loop, but believe me, you can listen to this track, you can separate the drums from the track, repeat what I did. The drums are exactly the same, they are extremely repetitive. Do we get bored by it? Absolutely no, they are fantastic. It's just what we need to have this cool track. Alright, I understand. Many people weren't even born in 2002, and you still might write in the comments that 2002 it's dinosaur age and it's blah blah blah, very old. Alright, let's transition to 2022. You are listening to the track. Can you guess, by the way, what the track is, what the artist is? And maybe something has changed within these 20 years, yeah, 2002, 2022. Let's listen. Maybe these 3 minutes, all the drums are extremely different, you know. And again, I stop here, but again, you can believe me, I listened to the whole track, it lasts for maybe 3 minutes or so, and the drums are repeating the same pattern over and over again. And this is the cool track, that's my opinion, but this is a very cool track by Vinny Paz, Rambo Knife. You should definitely listen to this track. Alright, I know what you might say. You might say that boom bap is... Nobody listens to boom bap, this is something old, only for dinosaurs like us, blah blah blah, boom bap is trash. Alright, I prepared something for you as well. Let's listen to that track, basically the drums separated from the track by AI. As for me, this is the king of trap. I don't know who you imagine when I say king of trap, but for me, him is definitely the one, the king of trap. So let's listen to the pattern and you guess the track. And again, the track goes on for 3 or how long, I don't remember. You see, there is there is one variation where the drum just mutes and then it continues. Wow, that many. Yeah, and basically we hear only a couple of differences. It's these hats, more hat rolls than here. It's a bit different, but still. It's not 4 bars that repeat themselves, it's 8 bars. But then again, if we extend these 8 bars to the whole track, believe me, if you listen to this track, if you separate the drums from the track with different AI, you can repeat the same trick. You will hear that that pattern is extremely similar, but not 4, but okay, the same pattern repeats itself with just some variations of hi-hat rolls. But you know what? I prepared for another type of comments. There are some people that usually go to my comments and say, hip-hop is just trash in general. Nobody listens to hip-hop. Who could listen ever to hip-hop? This is so bad. Well, I prepared for you as well. Matter of fact, I was discussing that question with the repetitive drums with one of my friends, and he said, oh, you should definitely listen to this band, to this track in particular, because for the whole, I don't remember, 3 or 4 minutes, the drums are extremely different. They have a lot of variations. And I go, okay, I will listen. And I listened. I separated the drums from the entire track as well. You can guess the track by listening to the drums, and yeah, while listening, listen to the pattern, how it's, yeah, okay, maybe it's completely different. Have you guessed? This is of course The Prodigy. The track is called Wild Frontier, and the drums are extremely repetitive, even more repetitive than this trap track, so to say. The only differences I could find is here a bit of some rolls that we don't hear in that segment. And the second difference was the drum, the kick drum that was just absent. It's here, but not here. It's just muted. So only 2 differences. And again, I listened to the whole track, I listened to the drums of the whole track, and they are extremely repetitive. By the way, I've been recently listening to James Brown again and again, of course, and the famous track Funky Drummer, which lasts for, I don't remember, 7 or 9 minutes if we take the entire track, part 1, part 2. Yeah, and the drums that Clyde plays on, he's just incredible drummer. The drums that Clyde plays during the whole track, they are again almost the same over and over again, and we never get tired of listening to that 7 or 9 minute track. It's just incredible. So what is the conclusion? This is cool, but repetitive drums are also great. There is no need to substitute one for another. This is a show, a performance. And these are tracks that we listen to daily. We listen to music that consists of lyrics, melody, bass, percussion and drums. And at the finger drumming battles, we look at how already champions can impress us even more, who combine 4/4, 7/8, swing, boom bap, funk, triplets, and all of that should be done in under 1 minute. Of course, there are exceptions everywhere, but you shouldn't worry that there is something wrong with your drums, with your tracks, that they lack variations. Would it be even appropriate to mention Griselda, where drums happen, you know, from time to time? But even if your drums are alright, but your sampling level is not on point, then watch these videos where I explain how to sample using MPC and Push 3. And of course, if you want to learn how to use these instruments professionally, there is a special educational program that I prepared for you. I have educated more than 100 beatmakers in 2023 alone, and I'm willing to see you as my next students. For all the information, use the link below.